This week, I'm going to lead you through a gentle morning yoga stretch. We're going to focus on gentle movement, some breathing, and gentle stretches to get the whole body ready for the day ahead. Let's get started. Some props you might want to have for this practice are a bolster or a block or a pillow, something you could use for a supported back bend in the end. And then if you know that you have sensitive knees, then have something to cushion the knees like a towel or a blanket. And that's all we need. But if you know that you don't really like to use any props, you can do this without them as well. And then we're going to start in child's pose this morning. And if you, at this point, know that you need something under the knees, you could bring that cushioning under the knees and just find your child's pose. It could be knees wider apart, it could be knees together. You could lean your head all the way down on the mat, or you could bring hands under the forehead. And then take a few breaths here. You could gently, gently rock the pelvis from side to side. Allow your neck, your shoulders to soften. Just give yourself a moment here to check in how you're feeling in your legs. Is there tension around your hips? You might still adjust your pose if there's pain or a lot of tightness in the legs. Check in with your back, how you're feeling along the spine. Is it possible to release the shoulders here? Would you still like to adjust where your arms are to find an easier pose for your shoulders? Maybe elbows are resting on the mat. And send a few breaths towards the back. Breathing into your turtle shell on the back side of the body. And as we go through the practice, if you know that there are areas that are tight, tense, maybe achy, then be extra mindful around those areas. You can always adjust, and you can always move faster, move slower if you want. And then with your next few breaths, from child's pose, slowly bring yourself up onto hands and knees, onto all fours. And you could have your hands under the shoulders, or they could be a bit wider apart, knees roughly under the hips. And we start to circle the upper back. So start to round your back while moving your weight from right hand to the left. And then open your chest as you transfer the weight back from left to right hand. Focusing on moving through the upper spine first. I suggest exhaling as you open the chest. Inhaling as you round your upper back, move the weight from right to left. Then again, exhale as you open the chest, moving the weight from left to right. And then allow your neck, your head to follow these movements. Maybe the weight moves from right knee to left knee as well. Pelvis can move. And then let's change the direction. So now moving from right to left as you round the upper back. Opening the chest. So just moving in the opposite direction. And breathing. If you find that the breath pattern I've suggested doesn't work for you, you can always reverse your breathing, or maybe you're adding some extra breaths along the way. Elbows could bend and straighten as you move. Pelvis can tilt forward and back. Let's do a couple more gentle circling movements. Again, keeping the neck soft, just waking up the spine. And then slowly bring yourself to center, allowing that movement to calm down. And from all fours, bring yourself all the way down onto your belly. And now step your hands even wider than your shoulders. Elbows bent. We're going to do a few cobra poses or cobra movements. Feet could be hip width apart or slightly wider. And we'll start to lead the movement from head. So now as you inhale, press down through the hands and lead your chest off the mat. Lifting the head first, then the chest, then the belly. You decide how high up you want to go, finding your cobra. And then exhale, belly first comes down, then chest, then head comes down last. Again, head leading the way up. As you inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head, pressing down through the hands, opening the chest, opening the belly. Exhale, the belly comes down, the chest, finally the head. Continue a few more rounds in your own pace. Inhaling, head leading the way up. You might even look higher up. Exhale, belly, chest, head slowly down. So they're like waves going through your spine. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. You can always adjust the hands if needed. Trying to keep top of the shoulders soft. 1 more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. And bring hands under the head. And just take a couple of breaths here. Let your shoulders, your hands relax. Send a couple of breaths down to the belly. And then we're going to come up into a seat, turning to the long side of the mat. So bring hands on the mat and just slowly roll onto your side and bring yourself up into a seat. And once you are in that seat, extend your left leg out to the side and bring your right leg in front of you like a half butterfly shape. Now we're going to slide the left hand along the left leg just to a comfortable place. It might be ankle, could be shin, could be knee. And then as you inhale, reach up through the right arm. Exhale, see if you could bend just a bit further over that left leg. If you now start to feel really tense around the right shoulder, you can bring the right arm down next to your side or behind the back. And take just a couple of breaths here. You could look down towards the floor. Just check in how you feel in the legs along that right side body. And then we'll start to move more. Now, if you have your right arm behind the back, reach it up and overhead. Exhale here. As you inhale, lift yourself up. Bring right hand next to you on the right hand side. And then with the next in-breath, lift your pelvis up, reaching left arm up. So now you're on your right knee, right hand, the left foot or just the left heel pressing down. Exhale, bring yourself back down into that seat. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, bend over that left leg again. And we'll repeat this a few times. Inhaling up. Exhale, bring the right hand down. And the next in-breath, lift the pelvis up. So pressing down through the right shin, reaching the left arm over. And exhaling down. Again, bring left hand on the left leg. Inhale, reaching up through the right arm. Exhale, bend over that left leg one more time. Inhaling up. One more time. We're going to lift the pelvis up. So exhale, right hand down. And then inhale, lift up through the pelvis. Reaching over through that left arm. You might look down. And exhale, bring your pelvis back down. Turn over towards that left foot and close your right hip. So you step your right foot on the inside of the right knee. We're going to twist. We're going to hug the right knee with the left arm and then bring right hand behind us. Could be hand on the mat. Could be just the fingertips. As you inhale, open through the chest, lifting up through the back. And then exhale, twist towards the right side. You might look over the right shoulder, but you can also just leave the neck relaxed. Maybe you're looking to the side, or maybe you're looking over the left shoulder. Again, trying to keep tops of the shoulders soft and find that gentle twist through the spine, opening chest towards the right knee. Lengthening up through the spine. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, release the twist. And we're going to open both legs to the long side of the mat, or turning pelvis to the long side of the mat. And just find a comfortable distance between the legs. If having them very wide open is too much for now, you in the morning, you can bring legs closer together as well. And we'll try a gentle forward bend. You might be rocking the weight from side to side and walk hands in front of you. And just pause when you start to feel a gentle stretch on the inner legs, maybe along the spine. You might slowly walk your hands a bit further forward. Nothing too intense. You might keep rocking from side to side. And just see if you could slowly breathe your way a bit further forward into that forward bend. You might bring elbows to the floor if that feels good. You might even round your back, lean your head down and forward, but finding your edge, what feels good for you this morning. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly, with your next couple of breaths, bring your back, your neck, your head up. Roll the shoulders. And then we're going to go to the other side, into that side bend. So now leave your right leg extended. Bend your left leg. And again, find a place where you feel you can sit on both buttocks to begin with. And then we're going to slide the right hand towards the right foot. But you could pause when you find the ankle. Maybe it's a shin, maybe it's a knee. And inhale, lift up through the left arm. Exhale, bend a bit further over that right leg. Again, first round we stay here a bit longer. So if you want, you could bring that left arm down behind the back next to the left side. You might turn your gaze down and send your breaths towards that left side of your body. Keeping chest open, keeping shoulders soft. And then if you have your left arm behind the back, inhale, bring that left arm back up. Exhale, bending towards that right leg. And then as you inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, bring left hand down. As you inhale, lift the pelvis off the mat, reaching the right arm over, opening the chest. Exhaling down. And again, reaching right hand to the right leg. Inhale, reach up through the left hand, left arm. Exhale, side bend towards the right. Inhale again, lifting up. Exhale, bring the left hand down. And inhale, lift the pelvis up, reaching up and over through that right arm. And exhaling down. One more time, that side bend. Inhale, reach up through the left arm. Exhale, bend to your right. And then inhale, lifting up. Bring the left hand down. One more in breath to lift the pelvis up. Opening through the front, opening through the chest. And exhaling down. And then again, turn towards the right foot. We find that twist. So now, left foot on the inside of the right knee. And then use your right arm to hug the left knee. Left hand somewhere behind you, either fingertips or the whole hand on the mat. Inhale to lift up. And exhale, twist to your left. And again, breathing here. You might turn your head. You might release the neck or even turn your head over to the right. See what works on this side. And breathe all the way down towards the lower back. Couple more times. And then slowly, slowly exhale, release the twist. And we're going to roll down onto our back. So check that you have some space behind you. And then slowly bring yourself all the way down onto the back. Bend your knees, leave your feet a bit wider apart. And then a few times swing the legs from side to side, windshield wipers. And then we're going to go into a few bridge movements. And this time we're going to move our arms as well. So bring your feet to a place where you could move, where you could press down through your feet, where you can move your pelvis. You leave enough space for your pelvis to lift up. Arms first, next to the sides. Now, as you inhale, press down through the feet, lift up through your pelvis and lift your arms up. Exhale, bring arms overhead, maybe all the way down onto the mat, onto the floor. Next exhalation, release your pelvis, your arms all the way back down where you started from. We'll do the same again. As you inhale, lift the pelvis up. Reach arms up, and then as you exhale, continue bringing arms overhead. Inhale, pause there in that bridge. And then as you exhale, slowly release the pelvis, the back, the arms all back down. We'll do a couple more times. With your own in-breath, start lifting up, and then just follow your breath. Again, you might take extra breaths along the way. And slowly coming back down. You can either keep your toes on the mat, or you might lift the weight just onto your heels as well. That's what I'm doing, but that's completely up to you. Either just the weight on the heels or the whole foot on the mat. And then one more time, slowly coming down from that bridge. Bring the arms down. And then we'll hug the knees in towards the belly, towards the chest. And just a couple of times rock from side to side like you're massaging your lower back on the mat. And then we're going to next go into the reclining deer something there in between. You decide where you want to go. So I'm suggesting having feet wider apart, bringing both knees to the left side, but with your feet wider apart, you'll end up in a deer pose where there is a twist, but there might also be an opening, a stretch in the front side of the right thigh, hip, and then you could bring your right arm higher up. So you might be extending that gentle opening, gentle stretch to the hip flexors, all the way to your belly, maybe all the way to your right shoulder. If having legs wider apart doesn't feel good, you can always bring that top leg, so on this side, the right leg on top of the left leg. That might give you a bigger twist. But if you want that opening on the front of the leg, hip, then often this deer version, so like the animal deer, gives you a bigger opening across the front of the leg. Send a few more breaths to where you feel the pose most. And then slowly, slowly start to bring the legs back to center, release arms down. And we'll do same to the other side. So on this side, you'll bring your knees to the right side of the mat. And again, you might need to modify. Are legs wide apart like the deer pose? Do you bring the left leg on top of the right leg if you want more of a twist? And then you have the option of bringing left arm higher up. Again, that might extend the opening more to the side, the hip flexors, all the way to the shoulder, to the arm. And then just breathe in and out. You might lean head to one side or the other as well. That might release the shoulder, the neck area. Take a few more breaths in and out, wherever you are in that twist or deer. And then slowly, slowly come back to center. And then bring knees towards the armpits, opening legs into a butterfly shape, reaching hands to the feet, and then kind of gently pushing knees out to the sides. Slowly use your legs to lift your upper back off the mat, lift your head off the mat, so you're kind of kicking your feet away from the head. And this helps to create a gentle opening on the back side, so maybe between the shoulder blades, across the shoulders, maybe in the neck as well. Breathe in and out. You might lightly press the feet together. And then exhale, release, close the hips, hug your knees in, and now start to rock forward and back. So keeping yourself in a little ball a few times, rock forward and back so that you can bring yourself all the way up into a seat. And now, if you have a bolster, a pillow, some blocks that you would like to bring behind your back for our final pose, reclining, supported back bend, then bring those props in and then recline on top of that support. If you don't have props or you don't want to use them, you can also come back onto your back and then open legs into a reclining butterfly shape. Or if the butterfly doesn't quite work now, you could also cross your legs. That might be a different feeling in the legs. You could open arms out to the sides, or you might bring arms overhead. And then Bring your full awareness back to the breath. This will be our final pose, so you can either let yourself focus on relaxation here if that's what you need now for your day ahead, or focus on kind of slowly gathering energy and just slowly waking yourself up. So you might make the choice of closing your eyes. That might help you to relax, focus on the inside. Or if you feel that you need to wake up more, you could leave your eyes open. Maybe even notice the things around you, what you can see, what you can hear. Just slowly preparing yourself for the day ahead. Give yourself another 5 to 10 breaths here. If you have your legs crossed, you might change that crossing the other way round. Or you might decide to extend the legs. If it's been long enough in the butterfly shape, maybe extend the legs. Give yourself a couple more breaths. And make these breaths slightly bigger, slightly deeper. Feeling those movements of each breath. Getting bigger, waking up from that gentle back bend. And then after those couple of breaths, you have a few options. You could stay in this pose longer. If you feel that you're not ready to let go of it yet, just stay a bit longer. Or if you want to come out of the pose, you could either lean onto one side, roll off the bolster or pillow, or you might bend your knees and slowly start to roll yourself up, bringing chin to your chest, reaching hands for the legs, and just slowly bringing yourself up into a seat. Find an easy, comfortable seat. Could be legs crossed. You might sit on your knees. And then, at the end of your practice, as always, most importantly, thank yourself. Thank yourself for taking this time to wake up with some movement, with some breathing, and giving yourself a calm start for the day. I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste.